Hey, how's my hair look? Good? All right. Okay. Trump issues a executive order, right? An executive order saying, in this particular case, that birthright citizenship does not apply to illegal immigrants. If your parents are illegal and they come into the country and they give birth to you and you're born in this country, you're still not a citizen because your parents aren't legal. That's kind of the executive order that Trump issued. And now a district judge blocked that order. He issued an injunction or a stay saying he thinks that order is illegal. And then normally they appeal it up to the circuit court, and eventually it gets to the Supreme Court, and they get to decide. Now, in this case, what they've decided to do is not actually challenge this law, not say is this legal or is this not legal, the merits of that case. What the Trump district attorneys are saying, the federal DOJ, is that the district attorneys actually have no right to order an injunction or a stay, meaning if an executive order is issued by the president, then until that's appealed up to the Supreme Court and the Supreme Court actually decides the merits of that particular executive order, a district judge or a circuit appeals court can't stop that order from being in effect. And that's a really bad idea. And let me explain why. Okay, because Trump is not going to be president forever. You remember when Biden was president? I don't know, think back. It's a horrible, horrible memory. But he did some executive orders that in my mind were horrendous. Like, you remember he, through OSHA, he wanted to force everyone that works in a company with over 100 employees to get vaccinated against COVID. And he issued this executive order saying literally these tens of millions of people would be forced to get vaccinated or lose their jobs. And a district judge ordered an injunction, a stay, said, no, you can't do that. You can't force these people to get a vaccination. That was appealed up to the Supreme Court, and the Supreme Court eventually agreed with the district judge and said, no, you're overstepping your bounds. You can't force these people to get COVID vaccinations. And that was really good. I mean, well, for you guys, for me, I was in South America at the time, and I had no fucking intention of ever getting vaccinated. You can tell where I stay on that subject, right? Vaccinated, give me a break. Another executive order that Biden issued was the student loan thing, saying we're going to take $500 billion of taxpayer money and we're going to pay off other people's student loans. And again, a district judge stood up and said, no, we can't do that. That's not in your powers. That was appealed up to the Supreme Court. And again, the Supreme Court agreed that you can't pay student loans with taxpayer dollars. That has to be something that was done through the legislation, not an executive order. So that's how it works. Now, again, the Trump administration is trying to make it to where district judges have no ability to stop executive orders until they're appealed all the way up to the Supreme Court. You see how that could come back and bite you in the butt? I mean, these stays, these injunctions have really saved us in the past from really horrible executive orders, in my opinion. And now Trump, when they're at the Supreme Court right now, again, the Supreme Court is not deciding the merits of the case, whether someone who's born to illegal parents are actually a citizen. They're deciding whether district judges, federal judges, have the right to stay an executive order at all. And this is going to be a close one. And let me tell you, probably 5-4 one way or the other. And if that happens, then you'd be like, yay, because we really like this particular executive order. That's fine. But what happens when there's an executive order that's you don't like? What happens when Democrats get back in office again and some crazy guy like Biden is issuing executive orders to force us to, get vaccinated or wear purple hats or whatever these crazy people might decide. So, when you're watching this case, if you're watching this case, you're kind of hoping that, Trump's side wins. It's a mistake, because if Trump's side wins, we all going to lose, man. That's my opinion anyway.